Welcome to Offside Laughs here at FMS. It was a weekend of English Premier League football. What the title decided between Arsenal and then Manchester City at the Etihad, and Manchester City made victorious in that particular game. They beat Arsenal by 2-1, and also at the Stamford Bridge was where Manchester United went there to beat Chelsea by 1-0. Matheus Cunha, he scored the only goal in there for.
How go ya jana pa? Just for lose you say this series you can stand.
O da menjano,
Vivi o jana. O mulusi o cara, o ver when um bezre.
Sai treme de então.
Treme. Azo vivi. Oh, tô festa.
Você tem
O ajaza não corre o vivi enca. E manhã se o no was na for the no mo. Oh, the enye, who the come top 5 grind.
I mean it's no.
Boy, muy serious.
Yeah, ana be serious wa.
Muy serious de nyade. Pesado no.
Seriousness.
Adi na say.
Obi ba ko penu so against the Portville. Nkrange tu amu. Abrabo no mu fa mo na makwa chom na. Mami omo fa mo no.
Oh, injection mo bay.
Liam out or stay?
Liam is staying. Liam is not going anywhere.
Hey.
Simeone is not Simeone to Chelsea.
Yeah. The reports never insanity.
Femfa. Liam is staying at Chelsea. Next season he'll be our coach.
Defense ministers.
Alright, so we'll be doing this and many more, but do one thing for me: subscribe to the channel, turn notification bell, and also share for others to join. Before drop your comments in the comment section. What do you think we should improve? What do you think we should? What's the direction? The next direction you think we should go? What's the next topic you think we should discuss? I'll be doing this with Lacom Stoney. My name is Albertine Lopez. You've heard from the noise maker. He says he's the utility guy. He's just making noise outside. Man, ne kana washabaha. You see the man in thing. So ne kana party. So guys, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Albertine Lopez.
How was your weekend?
Very, very good.
We can answer that quick because Chelsea lost.
You sure the Chelsea losing now quick?
Oh, of course, I think because me get no be jam.
Asuma can't guess. I won't go for guess.
Small
Cuban can't guess.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
Maybe I don't expect this is coming after now.
And it's gonna matter to go.
Is it your life the
Chelsea now. And I make us mini girl no about.
I said they
can't guess. I won't go guess.
Yeah, but tana hard
Oh, Bianca gas. You know, you can't read.
Of a can't hear.
Yeah, but that's the Yankan as a one. I
count Massam.
Well, and Chelsea.
And then so they are saying English.
And I'm watching the polo.
That's really cool.
Well, that's what the bongo is bongo.
What the bongo is with
it?
Nice one. And all one man.
Now all the brand near there.
DNG.
Oh, DNG. Yeah, DNG.
DNG na say
DNG.
DBN no na.
DNG. Oh, DNG.
Hey, and I'm going to DNG.
I brought that most of the DNG. Yeah. DNG.
Well, because I'm clothing line. Hey, I say more design be I'm more free. We have a kind of figure original.
And this is Mudia.
And this is we fake and so guys, let's do this. Can we now see Arsenal finally another? I mean, that's going to be 4 times in a row. Are we going to say they've bottled the Premier League again? Because they've been on top of the Premier League table for over 6 months.
You see, when we say more bottle league now, to me definition to this, you know, I think say you bet say I say they are not good enough, and I say their squad depth, you know, and you're good enough to win trophies when you can say almost say but now. But I feel say they are reaching their competitive limit. Yeah.
How do you mean by that?
Okay. You see, yen check the Premier League era. Since Pep Guardiola shase ebeji no. On. Yen check points now the gin. Pep Guardiola eba English Premier League. What team 100 points at the league in that?
Yeah, they
101 point or so.
No, the 91. Check it that in the era no. Sa BC any ne check more magic leagues in and say points on the least 89 points.
Last never put this energy.
91.
Yeah, 99.
And Arsenal for 89. Until the least 89 points. And the City corner that time no give you inconsistent performance right from the start. Into the limit is say opese with the league in our Premier League now. At least also when 89 points na okay. And with this Mikel Arteta and Arsenal for transformation of project you know. Omo ya rebuilding no. Omo sha say also 8 with 56 points. On a buy no besa nya 61 points. And a gradual wa ba last season. Last 2 seasons onya 84 points. And a last season onya 89. The OJ last season enya 91. E just say omo go to their limit. And with last season no man sign. Omo go to their limit. Their strength, baby almost strength in the bedroom in a season now no mkonya. Because obeje league bia uhia proper squad depth. On the field adwuma na make no uhia proper squad depth. No benya a good manager or believe in this squad depth in terms of how our near approach in it here. We on field game if you know the psychological aspect of the game so account it when see league. Because a bedroom baby Anna and rely solely on just tactics. It all boils down to the psychological aspect, the mentality aspect of who plays and any woman again out here to get some points. And minu na be dia dance here say baby am Mikel Arteta any place in the in terms of squad depth they are there. In terms of their tactical approach, some manager no here the squad na fitting is there. They giving that the good performance. They have a philosophy. They have an approach. This is the hands of Mikel Arteta. Or this the team no on one building the players no. In terms of squad depth and on no manager no they are there. Being you didn't come about Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal team here. You're complaining about their mentality, their psychological aspect of the game. Into who compete for a league. Now league in here this kind of factors and sana amwaje. Now compete with a team or this kind of all this kind of factors now. It will be difficult. Into at a point in time, and then you will limit in the bemiaje. Nemum the here and as a point square here because the make limit now. Me make Arsenal for limit in leagues. Or match let's say league no ma common team through 91 points. That is their limit. And league in so City for watch let's open so also go beyond 90 or 91 points and San Waji. In as much, see I can say Arsenal for take or more form the year right from the start of the season. It give you a good performance. That was their limit. But limit in Drew baby, league in Drew baby with 2 faces. Say over foul formed right from the start of the season. Now at the end, the best shambolic. Say shambolic now it boils down to the psychological aspect of the game. Our team in your head. And I say, be inconsistent with your performance right from the start of the season. Not at the end of the season, you know. Be good performance, the City for you, and get psychological aspect of the game. Because at the point in time, you Manchester City now, right from the start, not give you a symbolic performance. But in a performance, net to say. They are giving out a good performance because they have a coach in terms of the psychological and mentality aspect of the game. Or any players because these are the same players although matching multiple leagues. In terms of the psychological aspect of the game, among this kind of trophies that and this kind of competition and movements, for that. But compared to Arsenal, they are limited on board. But they need an experienced coach in terms of this movement. And also that psychological boost, you know, say, oh, do this kind of competitions, or bet my psyche and any players now, I'm do that limit of points now, do and what the league will Premier League, you know. So in as much as we give out a good performance, I'm for so much the league now, and I do is some bottle and some bottle, no. Me oka some bottle at the point I'll feel like say with the definition person I say they are not good enough to win the trophy. But me mun say reach the competition limit set in terms of points accumulate. And you can say City for winning almost 6 matches in it is accumulated to for about 99 points. Remaining 6 points now is accumulated to 89 points. And you do the limit of points I watch the league when you the league because at the point I'm not give a shambolic performance right from the start of the season on the 89 point G3 in some Jurgen Klopp himself. And it's a way Arsenal now per se only this kind of team and this kind of manager are competing for a league. And what say would do the limit of 89 points and some and Arsenal for what say with the psychological boost no money 90 to 91 points in it will take time for them. And you want to say, and some more accumulated on points in almost 89 points. So this is their standard. This is their limit.
But yes, but that does not deny the fact they've got the league. What's linear then?
Masa can't go you.
When your chance here, and in fact, this time it was clear and it was easy for them to win as compared to
me say no chance
this year.
No chance.
So this was a season where Manchester City were inconsistent right from the onset. This was a season where
okay, so me inconsistent right from the onset. Metiasiesa. The league, you know, say you movie, say come inconsistent. We see no more team for us. Said the last season, my Liverpool for perform more in the Metiasie.
Last month, as at 20th match, they were not almost like 9 points. 9 points. Just a month ago, and then after 1 month. Manchester City, if they win against Burnley during midweek, they will move to the top of the English Premier League table.
And no matter that factor of reaching the limit of the league in the boom, that psychological aspect of the game. Arsenal first I say lose points in that way.
Last month,
you see,
even before last month, there were instances that Pep Guardiola and Manchester City were slipping. Arsenal, what they had to do was take advantage of that because it was clear that Manchester City's squad, the additions Pep Guardiola made in the summer, apart from Ryan Cherky and maybe Donnarumma, none of the additions he made was that impactful at the early stage of the season. And no, you're here. Tijani Reinders over here. Look at the centre backs. Look, Josko Vardy, when he started the season, he was the best defender. He got out injured with an ACL injury. Ruben Dias or Prepras this season. Don't forget, Kyle Walker left the club. They had to rely on a certain Matheus Nunes, who is a number 10. Naturally, he's a number 10 and a winger. He's not playing as their right back. He had to go and rely on a certain Nico O'Reilly to play as the left back. And as January transfer, only at 27 million Maggie Beckham home. So before January, Arsenal should have won the league because Manchester City before January were very bad.
That make us easy.
And look, Liverpool as well. So your top competitors, Chelsea, Man U, because they are in a squad building, they are in a rebuilding phase. So I don't want to add them. I want to talk about clubs. 3 clubs are more competing for the Premier League for the last 5 seasons. And these 3 clubs, and your top competitors this season at the early stages of the season, even Liverpool, they are still battling. But Manchester City slipped several times at Arsenal. What they should have done was take advantage. But they also did not take advantage of that time now, Manchester City.
In as much as City for give you inconsistent performance. So what team accumulate on points now? Can how many points? 89. 89 points.
He's not bringing it from that angle.
You see, make us City in as much so cause of inconsistent performance in now. So what team accumulate on points no match say later part of the season they be more accumulating, no more accumulating. You how many points? 89 points. And it doesn't speak well of the performance of the early stages. So what you say because say any race season anyway. Now say could big means is the historical aspect but being command reference to last season. You better so 89 points in winning league. To which I the standard of Premier League and so we need league now.
Yeah, so that doesn't, you see, if that is the standard, because that has been the points you need to get before winning the Premier League for the past years.
Yeah.
So if Saudi Nigeria, yes, he has reached the standard. But that does not deny the fact that City were bad this season.
Yes. And Arsenal should have taken an advantage of City flaws, in the early stage.
Advantage now more can I say because league you see a bit true baby. Arsenal fans be finding it difficult.
Why is it supposed to be so? Because
You see-
Nipana won and they compete from the early stage.
That doesn't mean say also to me
It's
finding
not
difficulties. You see, say nipa na many they compete, at the point they give inconsistent performance between munana. And I don't just say me so me do at the point in time I mean here a certain factor to battle and some come and me so me finding
See, at first, I thought
difficulties.
it was, at first, when it happened first and then twice, I thought it was inexperience. But I'm beginning to believe
Something that has occurred
it's incompetence.
consistently.
Because
Oh.
look, we can't be having conversation and be saying at Arteta there, a drew a poor until we win the Premier League
No.
matches for
No.
4 seasons. Yeah, you can't say that. That means it's Arteta name say a drew a poor. Me and I winning trophies, you winning leagues. Arteta can't say winning.
I do your own here. Mo Mikel Arteta e puni din kuma. Enema ya neto no.
Injuries, nana.
Injuries.
Look,
And you see, no matter this, I'm a person me no be factor here into give you a somebody performance. For me, with different thought about Mikel Arteta and this Arsenal project. I'm person me di unko actually. But me face reality. Yeah, they be din come talking about squad depth until right from the start of the season. Arsenal for performance in a resulted to squad depth because at the point in time, me more diamond, you will see me make 1 or 2 changes. Me came mereno aba, we aba. No me give you a good performance. No, then we not a call to the 2-1 no call to the team defend. And me came mereno make a difference. But through the crucial stage of the league, this players now at the point they not make a difference when they set up on them. Omo ina prepara. Me came mereno off. Bukayo Saka the poster boy off. At the players the fullbacks. Titru the fullbacks. And then one neighbor he campaign and Mosquera and neighbor fullback.
so yesterday I read something on social media where someone was saying, and another fan was saying that sometimes Mikel Arteta acts as if he did not learn from 2 technical coaches, Pep Guardiola and Arsene Wenger. These are coaches who believe in technical quality. So from a student from these particular 2 coaches, Arsenal and then Barcelona, Wakoya assistant coach to Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, you should be able to identify technical ability and take advantage of the technical ability of certain players. You don't have a Berechi Easy. You don't have Miles Lewis Kelly, Ethan Waneri, Max Dorman, Nanzinya. These are technically brilliant players. Look at his attackers. You don't have Martinelli, Trossard, his midfielders. You don't have Martin Odegaard. You don't have Declan Rice. And then you just be fixated towards protecting goals.
That's where the psychological beast ni bound. You do know why?
So this is psychological, this is tactical.
Make us match where you see in super just say onim say this place are technical at the point bit my feel man advantage.
You give it the goals.
But they will sure say. And I'm a psychological thing ba mo.
So
As when say bibia be risk.
no, but you see, when Pep Guardiola fielded Bernardo Silva or whoever in the Champions League final against Chelsea and in the defensive midfield role, if Manchester City should have won that game, or if they had won that game, would have been the hero.
Yeah.
You understand?
That was a try and
When
error.
he brought Sergio Busquets in the Barcelona team and then retired to either the centre backs or the bench, if it did not work, he would have been I mean, people would have criticized him. But when it worked, we are now saying that Sergio Busquets has been one of the greatest defensive midfielders we've seen in the game. Can't see Pep Guardiola, who believed in him, his physique, his everything, and he's doing it perfectly.
Like,
So as a coach, it's up to you to identify what the players have in themselves. You try to deploy a certain role and get the best out of them. And what will help at the end of the day help the club.
I see you say there's a saying say when it is not broken, don't try to fix it.
No, this Arsenal team is not broken yet.
You see, because any old players are or may available they be on but on here this technical players more or the any resource on. It will say okay, me take a risk. If you say I don't have take a risk. Never say.
No, you see, when Manchester City played Arsenal in the EFL Cup final, there was one thing we were talking about as to how Arsenal were able to break the first press of Manchester City. That was the first 4 players who were pressing the back line of Manchester City. That there was Zubimendi behind them. But who to break the press, give the ball to Zubimendi in the midfield. So they had to either go short passes or either long and then to be out. I don't know whether you remember that blocks.
Yeah.
Now, what has been Mikel Arteta's response to that problem?
Easy.
What has been Mikel Arteta's response to that problem?
Ana was the Biana that factor we am dim kumana sometimes I mean person me the dim ko. But you see, no matter the situation, a part of it, the psychological aspect. You see, you do better than saying a tactics as a me football have any the better than say a tactics because this psychological aspect now be influence tactics. But we are not
Well, as it stands there, me, I still believe the league is in Arsenal's hands to lose.
That's in their hands again.
yeah, oh boy, almost
Me, that is how I see it.
win your matches, Aka score goals,
People
that
will
will
win. People will win.
and also win who the initial
When he
goals.
wins his matches, he's going to win.
And also win who the and we understand that on your that kind.
He's winning. Manchester City is winning.
Best score more. And tell one some and your goals never.
Back to head to head and son.
I don't English Premier League head to head and then first like one winning.
First leg was a draw. Second leg City.
So advantage City.
Now it's in their hands again.
But me, I still feel that Arsenal has the
I mean, who's the Arsenal best?
slightest edge to win this particular EPL. And me pick it from maybe a Lacom and that sometimes it's not always about the tactics. Psychologically, your team needs to be sound going into every match. Because this is an Arsenal side that from the beginning of the season, you know who the kind of performance on the mind. Me find say from August to November, even December crown. Arsenal were
they played the whole of October without conceding a goal.
Without conceding.
They won all their games.
And frankly speaking, I think that at this particular point in time, psychologically, Arsenal boys are down. And Mikel Arteta needs to find a way and psych the boys up. Because you can't tell me, say, getting to the latter part of every season, for 3 consecutive seasons, what the second is out to 3 times. And for this time, I know be here who say, Pep Guardiola not starting the league very well. Arsenal were, the clear favorite going into this particular season. Now, bet now, just, 10 to bear 11 matches per canon. Yeah. You started losing matches. And at the back, I think how mobile brain, the kind of injuries are the key players in the likes of Merino, Bukayo Saka. The 2 prioritized fullbacks. That is Calafiori and Timber. All these people some injuries are they were needed at this particular time. But I still feel that it's not supposed to be an excuse for Mikel Arteta. Because you can't squad depth. Team man or squad depth per this particular season. Arsenal really had that particular squad depth. And as we speak, baby Arsenal for this particular point in time. Although I'm saying is that they have that particular edge in this one bit me at their challenge the EPL. But over the kind of pressure Pep Guardiola so started a good Arsenal for us.
Because the month of April is Pep Guardiola's month.
Yes. And you see, it's difficult. It's difficult to say Pep Guardiola able to any other match. This
pick a point or picking the formula at the right moment.
Do you get it?
So it's good. You see, so that is where I'm saying that. Say 2 seasons ago, I'll be able to pardon Mikel Arteta because he was young, and then he did not experience this before. But it has happened in the first season, second, third. This is the 4th time.
That is my main reason why I make us say. Per the injuries are set to on the team. This is not supposed to be an excuse because this is a phase. What go through it for 3 consecutive times?
Yes.
3 consecutive times.
Okay.
So listen, what go through all these particular processes now? What were you learning? You can't tell me that you didn't learn from any of these situations. Like being second for 3 consecutive times. Now, at the long run, Asaya Baby in your 4th season, a time I know be when say, looking at how Pep Guardiola and the boys they performing this particular season there, and looking at how Arsenal started season, everything comes to you. So bet me I win the trophy.
You know.
So what again changed?
You know,
at this particular point in time.
Yeah, that's now I come about squad depth. You know, right from the season, none of the players in there available. No, very good squad depth. But Buzan say, you do season none of the players in the prepare and national squad depth. Then your squad depth in the view. Then your squad depth in the view.
But you can testify to the fact say, for that particular 3 consecutive times now, after ADC Kenny now, it was not always about the injuries. I think that this particular time, and the injuries are setting in at the latter part of the season.
No, how many players are injured?
You see,
And look at you see.
and take long goes. Some important match was replacing the prepare. No go. You know, I was feeling different players.
Don't let me say
the be Timber. The bet Timber
because on a normal
minimum
day,
9 day.
on a normal day, Timber and then the first choice right back.
Very good player.
Calafiori and then the first choice left back. Oba in Merino will be playing.
But even if everybody is fit, make Merino not start.
On your starter, Merino put your starter.
We saw.
That was Victor Jokeres is there.
We saw at the point in time when Jokeres was not giving the numbers. He was playing Merino ahead of him.
No, but now
do you know why?
Merino, Victor Jokeres is giving the numbers.
Oh,
do you know why?
When was the last time
you see?
When against Bournemouth he scored.
Do you know why?
Come on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do you know why I still am me back here Mikel Arteta? Right from the season now, unya the squad na available. Unya ni be available. Check the points gap with them out.
And no cry, no, but not even a
check the points gap with them out.
That was when Pep Guardiola was struggling. Good. So
it's all struggling at Pep Guardiola.
You'll be recognized. No, you'll be recognized based on what you were able to do when Pep Guardiola also rise to his peak. How were you able to go with him toe to toe?
And people say, how many teams in the whole league you man say Pep rise they'll be to not compete.
Look,
in
the
league,
no, look, you see. You can never deny the fact that Pep Guardiola did not start the season well.
Yeah.
You can never deny that.
It's
Unyana.
Chinimu so.
You know very well.
Chinimu. Na person Chelsea. Say Chinimu not also give you sample at the point also be give you sample performance
at the point in time. City drop a point, you Arsenal drop a point.
A part of it.
And you see,
a part of the league.
Me kind of say we shouldn't. I mean, pamper Mikel Arteta.
Yem pampa sana.
No. Listen.
Yem pampa no.
Pep Guardiola.
Maybe he won the Champions League.
Mostly on starting league ni, but compared to this particular season, this is the poorest starter Pep Enya. Since Obasiti, this is the poorest starter.
But me on in a small soccer when you poor starting. Checking the points accumulated. And I mean problem.
Hello, you see that.
In a small soccer
this is a coach who has won the league. Who has won the league with 100 points. Oh.
Come on.
Make
97. Liverpool at the point.
On your 97, make us say that was their limit. And the Arsenal limit is 89. Arsenal limit of points is 89.
So you see, Manchester City are not in their elements.
Sir, but almost any of elements go na Arsenal. Sanity, reality na.
No, speaking to the fact that Arsenal this season at a point in time were far better than say Manchester City on. And Nanka say Manchester City and Nanka Arsenal shoes when Arsenal.
Okay. If says Arsenal for omo element, how many points do team accumulate? 89. That's their limit. 89. That's their limit. Busan say Pep on element. How many points do 100 points. 100 points.
What does it mean you cannot change?
You can change, but you see, me, in as much as me defend Mikel Arteta in the instance of me feeling say, just are reaching the competitive limit, you know. Me, I feel like say, with the 6 years of their project, I'll be leader with this project. I pass it through all the phases of the project, the vision, the plan, implementation, development, you know. I feel like say, Arsenal through stage a friend a successful stage. The Arsenal project, you know, wanyema afi also and now one year trophies. I feel like Arsenal for do a stage also munya trophies. The accolades nibi. Because project bia bedu no pompon so see bia no in trophies. To at least show say this is the project that we did and I successful. Because in a din komo that's the project of this Arsenal anya juma a project e failure. But
wait since Ateta why no
6
the only trophy Maja
FA Cup.
That's the only
with this project so we see I no man to manage this major trophy UEFA Champions League and the Premier League a failure. And you see me who say Mikel Arteta manager so we season we that's one man here. I feel like say Arsenal for also think beyond him. No compare a manager or experiencer in this moment or Bobby do bit magic. But me come in our boils down to say many years I me free say bit my buy Arsenal juma among that successful trophies now this project is successful now. One Pep Guardiola, 2 Luis Enrique. Or me Pep because of their philosophy, their style of football I be fit in this Arsenal thing and bit me on bit my very successful. But me but these 2 managers no so into me man. Intima say oh let it go of Miguel Arteta whenever the never progress now we progress project now we progress okay what's it
same way because of the philosophy and the system and the available materials we should stick with the coach because there are no available coaches and bit me are fit into the system. It must not always be about the players available and the style of play. The style of play can change.
You see America because me say projects be about the vision no it boils down to the style of football on person mabo. It's say Arsenal team we ekofa coach like Diego Simeone unfitted that.
Nobody season.
Unfitted that. Oh, that's the point. Almost say PP am going be.
Oh, in support of the ongoing debate say Mikel Arteta should be sacked.
Oh yeah.
Me know.
Me know. Okay, the league is not over yet. The Champions League is not over yet.
Me know.
So winning one of the major trophies, sir. You should stay.
Me I feel like say
if he does not win a trophy this is me before the season I said if he wins a trophy me I was not targeting the Premier League and the Champions League in even the Carabao Cup of the FA Cup I'll be okay because Arsenal need that one of those trophies but for now we're free FA Cup Champions League Carabao Cup Man City AG Premier League so he's in to win Champions League he's in to win if he's able to win one of those trophies good he's
but I mean who is so called trophies coming for you man.
Obama, I think I side with Lacombe because currently there's no available money marketer.
That's the problem.
Unless you are going to buy out
one particular manager free say almost like Miguel Arteta 2 managers pay. Anya Pepper, Luis Enrique. Apart from them, this Miguel Arteta pay. So go for manager be about who will progress project in the
unless you I mean dismantle the in now. Ateta in now. So go for any defense.
Who will progress project? Na finance special project na so for.
Omo dismantle Juma.
This one dismantle Juma for service as
why?
Because you see they're building now you see and I'm like me come no. Do you know why? Do you know why I'm because we say me ball Luis Enrique, me ball Pep Guardiola because almost style of football and their philosophy fitting in Mikel Arteta because they bought philosophy and
this is the coach this season
you see the pattern of football similar to Pep Guardiola style
this season
this season that has been the problem of Arsenal I'm for say now so far as he's getting the win as far as he's getting the how often can you do this?
But you see,
they'll get to a time. I'm for better plan.
Even Jorginho even recently came out to, I mean, criticize that particular.
And I make Nina balls down to my Lusubida. I'm finding a way beyond Fanco. So what I say, but you see, the materials are available Arsenal now. Meaning is in terms of defensive aspect, on bad game now, they'll be successful. Because of the materials available. And to compare manager be fitting with this material because meaning say Arsenal for a bit me I transforming this or squad now I turn players I got to a different squad in terms of manager now philosophy of fit omunye say adwuma no.
Look this team me more coach or experience like
but why
Julian Nagelsmann the team we better trust.
Apu why Nagelsmann
When they montra.
Oh, Timmy Jumano, Arsenal Jumano, Timmy, Arsenal Jumano, Mikel Arteta, pay between our major trophy.
You don't know why.
Mikel Arteta, Mr. Mikel Arteta, pay me say we Luis Enrique. Now you pep for on Tontia. Manager Piano better than Father say you do be you
limiting it to these two coaches there.
Look, me see these two coaches pay.
This job.
I'm pay the betting my I'm open wine. Body
If Arsenal, look at the time the Arsenal, look at the time and the number of years they give to Arteta.
Come on.
If they gave that same years to Unai Emery, it would have won something.
Omoma Mikel Arteta, you know who was Mikel Arteta? Monfa say you did City project na paper. Now paper live pedigree in football.
Listen, baby I no
who was Mikel Arteta?
Listen, baby I no nyadwen.
Onyo bia no abudi abedru say.
You limiting the Arsenal to only Pep.
Unless say prove me with a manager. Why?
Enzo Maresca can
do
this.
On TV Fanya Juma Arsenal team way. Mentality growing on. Chelsea was having mentality. You see, Chelsea as a club was having mentality. Arsenal mentality, even their fans squad mentality no. And you do baby na say ya bo Emirates. You show man on na din.
Look, what I have with Arteta is that he focuses more on the less important things. Man for Kasa, Arsenal bought less. Yes. But you have quality enough. Uka England is your own. You can say you can't cry individual quality and squad depth. I don't think there's a team close to us now in the English Premier League.
Maybe City. Maybe City.
With that names.
City can Dino.
But what squad depth?
No, anyone talk of hang on.
Squad depth.
Squad
depth is all first 11 no. The first 11 that you've built.
So be fair.
Who are the ones on the bench?
And City.
Who
City was squad depth. There be City was squad depth.
Figures net dead almost.
And you figure then among figures and the names you know. And your performance.
Let's talk about City bench.
I bet you don't give you a good performance.
For that has been for this performance this
season. That doesn't mean say on your proper squad depth.
Look, Mama Mush to bench on but
Mama Mush with bench. Omunya be pon on my ball.
Yes, but Mama Mush the neighbor man the game one.
Performance.
How has been his performance?
Na Arsenal na here.
No, look.
Arsenal for them make Madu Ekemana. Madu Ekemo. Look. Madu Ekemo no me.
Check Arsenal, check man.
Trust no ba impact be nko no me deba. Oh dey.
Check the performance at
impact be ano deba.
Matledi be mo.
Ana ye kan Omama Mush ne ye kan say play ana so mo from far here man.
This is Omama Mush how many goals?
Okay.
Impact Ben Omama Mush.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point. So I think that Mikel Arteta, what has been his problem this season or recently has been he concentrating more on the less important issues. Only Liverpool but no Akofa cheaper basis training ground not all Liverpool.
Na enye disease.
But Mikel this is recently. Now me am want Akofa pain bi. Na players the crop pain no bobo.
Na no say
concentration. Look,
concentration. Now, who back be? They were training now. I think players bear 5. It's a 4. I know ball. I say Omunyina has in they were running. Wait to me, Kakano, to me.
What was that? Oh, Ajimane D. Where's the Miss Bia? Did you cap? What he should do is that Arteta himself should instill confidence in the boys that look. No.
You are the best.
Confidence no be. That's like in a smart workers on still. On one coach now confidence on.
Good. So then that means he can't do the job.
It will take time for me to get that confidence.
Okay.
5-6 years.
5 years. When take care bien so bien. Now the office there. Remember the for 11 years old project and found out we 6 years when I'm moving. 6 years when I'm moving. Yeah. We have 11 years.
You know the investment.
Oh, investment. Can I check revenue investment?
Oh.
Investment. Let's go back to for from 2002 to
Champions League
to the standard.
No, but you
to the standard. We are talking about standard. You see,
standard
in the Premier League. What are you talking about?
The Premier League to compete. Not to win. Anyway,
what is FA Cup?
21 years. Not 20 years. Not 20 years now. 20 years now. 20 years now, you. 20 years now, no one. We go 40 years. You man, turn on. They be on ye. Arsene got how many years?
No, because of what Arsene had done.
Arsene was winning it.
Now they were ye. No, for project I beat them Arsenal for any year. We for Champions League.
6 years. 6 years. 14. I can say.
Man say yes na. You see, me feel say
as the Wenger
there you see the Mikel Arteta issue now. Do you know why me blaming no? I'm person me emotions back because the way Arsenal fan be team me how nyame obetum blue. You know why? Arsenal fan because so I'm about too close at and I was so much. But the reality is check projects I bia. Even if you pep projects in Yajuma. Pep but now a well established experience. What tasty moments, baby.
establishing
team that been some go fan. Our experience on it taking how many years and some of my they see the team no.
1 year.
And I start your G League in the come our G League to the standard of Man City na league asem. Na UEFA Champions League.
Oh, no.
Because now Roberto Mancini G League na do. You see, now
how many leagues have they won?
Now,
they
have won like a 4 or 5.
4, one catch 4. 2004. And now league in your Massembio. And Oko for Pep league in your Massembio.
You had the league
no, you have dominance. And so because you have Champions League. It's taking my yes and Champions League.
League was his priority.
Why?
League was his priority.
The project
because he knew that
the project priority. You see, Abu Dhabi before the buy 2-8 and on board. Leagues 4 the priority was the UEFA Champions League.
It was after 4 years. That is why you are supposed to pick it from.
And team say Pep Biden, Pep no Tony and Kaso Major League. But you have Champions League na league dey say no Major that. Roberto Mancini Major League na that. They be name fan then Major League.
Pep Guardiola came in. He realized they got to know that. Look, winning the Champions League is not just a
it's not an easy thing.
And to compared to Arsenal for situation, winning the league is not a simple thing for Arsenal as a team.
How many years?
Obiawa League didn't face any. 2014 be face any.
Arteta how many years?
Moment the next 2 years in Canada. I'm just trying to say.
Okay, so let's move on. The other side, in London, the blue side, the blue side in London, they also lost to the Red Devils. Hey, what's in your friend?
I'll go away, man.
If you buy the man, you for money, center backs, I'm the buy power. Heaven. And
Mazraoui.
And I was center back. Oh,
but me can name more.
And you see, let me make this clear. That
yes, man, obe catch Liam.
Me back me action. Me come on cry. Me come on in the See, I'm not going to talk about tactics. Liam, this is straight to you. Because I don't know the Abankwa all of a sudden the team keeps diminishing. I just don't get it. And as it stands, me I know say the owners are not going to sack you. But you need to set up. Because currently as a Chelsea fan, I find it difficult watching the full 90 minutes of our game. Why? Because confidently, we can clearly see say the players are down. Although early stage, we're like 10 matches on a streak. We saw the kind of improvement at the team. But as it stands, I don't know the Abba. Going 7 matches is only Portville.
Yeah,
how already you just
scored a goal.
Portville. I don't know. Say be a coach Portville. Your goals now. You see your best friend or your question in now.
It's 7. Crying changu matches.
Just 7 in now. And in 4 league matches, you see one goal.
I don't mean a million.
In 4 league matches,
when you bring me,
you win 1 match. Yes, you win you. You share 1 goal. Say go. In 2 months, you name player by goal of the month. Chelsea goal of the month. Oh, in Portville match, and then you share 7. Into no cry about thing last month.
Say last month. Let me find it.
It's serious. And Garnacho.
Ganacho nyahwe. Ganacho nyahwe.
Mama nkasa nwie.
Ye mpene ma ho me kasa mte Ganacho nyahwe.
Ganacho. Enne enkwa awie no. Wo de mama at the end of the season crab boy aka 5 matches. Ganacho so be tie
ne ka English. David ka agency of mama ka de kasa.
So mo Spanish bi ya. Spanish English what na England na che. Me say me kan English abeti. Ganacho, I'm giving you up to the end of the season. Leave my club.
Hey, your club now.
Leave my club.
Yes.
See, I'm serious.
25 million.
Mama come boss was some chakwan.
I the debe kwan wae. Masa festival no nya hu. Mani pa nwe ne ho. Festival over there no ye.
What's not? Mama kasa.
Ye ma san va kwese Ganacho. Ye ma va kwese Ganacho.
Kasa nwe. Me say na make anything about tactics about this particular game. Me come boss was some chere mo. Because ultimate team mu emme ho odun fu kunfu. So why was say kokrumuti ensa na omopo no. Te say wa mo bi ma.
De no ye.
Konogo kaya. And why your boss aba ba see a team no. Me say Ganacho, I'm giving you at the end of the season. I got 5 matches. What the other bobby abon sa.
Eh, to bully.
Buy yourself out of my club.
To bully.
Buy yourself out of my club.
Club ni odi
Ganacho. Oh, team manager. And it's Alal you say Saudi Arabia say Marvin for Mope.
Na na obeka ya. You na go fa ya. Adama Traore. Eh, masa bretu kwa mo to na Ganacho na.
Ganacho we player.
Where goes?
Let me I don't go to Look Dion.
Ganacho we me fa yen ko ka o.
Adama sabe kwa. Adama ina me fa. Boss va prepare o.
Omo yan kra money omo ti mo ye fun pa. Say Ganacho ti adwan Manchester United mo fi say F omo ko fa. O papa ga man you for be jano o contract o papa ga for be jano.
Me fa so. Ba mi say what dey
onye shiba be so
onye fa Rashford ya
onye shima
so bi kwa na count me mo United there e go so tibi chire bibi
on the na ye na dalo ye na dalo pempem do tun be kura
o tibi kwa ntwe o
nana onye ono kwa
ke bia sa ko o de ba kotokokoro be feel me there yeah assistance I think is the place
omuhia ba ko
assistance I think is the players. Back when you players you see I'm on
Oba Besa ni ma.
New player.
Oba Besa ni.
Super ball. It's a Valentin Bako Bernardo ball.
Because Bernardo Silva akwe jina say ya Bernardo Silva back Chelsea.
It wasn't me, it was Mark. Maybe na me defend say here no.
Well, Mark the fifth na come so.
I'm gonna say mo here, me say here no. Me say o cheche.
Bernardo Silva dey mo ko fa number obekọ mo ko fa number Chelsea. Because sorry for my words, why, Mr. Moa. Ganacho, Liam de Lap.
Lewandowski, you like you.
Hey, yo.
Now we all love the Lewandowski in the baby.
John Cena.
On said Liam de Lap, also no young. Now I
cannot do what he say. But I'm more the Ganacho now, Pam, what he say.
Ganacho, also, player.
And the lap your player. Oh, the lap your player. So what I talking about? The lap your player.
Hey, Ganacho.
As a more favorite.
Oh no, I was saying Ganacho is going here.
Kopama. This is Kopama.
Well, where is he? You know.
Esse vai share basa. Onye Ipra.
Kaise do zon fasa, waza. Kaise do zon fasa. Fasa. This is fasa, waza. This is fasa there.
Kaise just latter part of the season.
Latter part of the season.
Kaise league football. Hey, from August to November mo.
August, September, October, November. It's about 4 months.
Oh nah, that's what I'm telling you. It even started from the timer. Yes, I can't do my escape. Me wana na ya na me ka.
They should be ready.
Omuntu yasi na ja be na qualify. Omuntu mi o.
The Brentford we you 1 point.
I'm a sound crowd.
Brighton be 12.
And Brighton, that's my Brighton. Brighton Shema. Brighton is some one.
So bet give it 22.
Bet 12.
Chelsea ampa.
But the team of that 12. I was 45. They were 48.
Tuesday and Wednesday, ha.
43.
Tuesday and Wednesday, ha.
And then you have
Barcelona will not
break,
qualify.
them.
Madrid will not
Who do you
qualify.
think we had?
Who do you think we had? See now.
What team Abra boy?
What's ha? Madrid will not qualify. Barcelona will not qualify.
Oh,
Team performance as a hairline.
Chelsea.
Won't qualify and go Bobby.
One day, I'm going to catch me. What? Me say, Ganacho, they mean now.
Ghana Junior here, massa.
Obuzianfo, edition Ganacho, Evans here. It was another episode, but once again, subscribe to the channel, turn notification bell.
Simeone is what sound.
Coach is doing.
Masa.
Say it's just what.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Say the Chelsea for